Yeah. Okay, how's it going? I just wanted to pop in here and give out last review for well, not last review, but another review of One Piece because this is the big one, right? And everybody's already been talking about it and it's way past, but I had to give my thoughts on chapter 1000, the big one, passing the big marks, man. Honestly, thank you. Thank you, Oda, man. Thank you, Goda. Young. Oh man, he's one of my biggest inspirations in life, man. You gotta be Oda. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all that you've done and like this great story that you're telling. Thank you for everything that you do. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if you know how great you are, man. I bet you're just like I'm just making a story, but oh man. Anyway, into the chapter, right? So this is essentially just my reaction to, what happened in the chapter, or my thoughts on it. My thoughts on chapter 1000 because it was honestly amazing, to be honest. Like let me just geek out for a second. Like we went through the entirety of 1,000 chapters together with the Straw Hat Pirate crew, and we are now at the point where Luffy's there, man. Like Luffy, this is the mantle. This is the man. This is Straw Hat Luffy. Like it was Straw Hat Luffy before, but now it's Straw Hat Luffy, man. Like it's kind of amazing. It's uh it's honestly a testament to the story in itself too, right? Like that's why it's such a grand like crowning achievement, man. Chapter 1000. But it was Oda, oh, I think Oda did a great job, man. He everybody was putting these crazy expectations on what this chapter had to be. Everybody was putting their wants and needs on Oda, and the man didn't let it phase him. He knew. He was like, "All right, this is a milestone. I'll tell you why it's a milestone. This man right here, Straw Hat Luffy." But he put down the future Pirate King, man. He really sent him down there. And I made a whole video on that too. I call him the Philosopher King because that's really what Luffy is. He's the philosopher. Wait, hold on. Philosopher King. And so, uh, or Monarch if we want to be, inclusive here. Uh, but I'll link to that in the description below if anybody actually cares to go watch that. But that's more of like a well, you can go take a look. Anyway, yeah, the whole chapter was amazing. It was really just a fun look at how things have gone and really just a nerd out moment for everybody. Just the build up, just the legacy of who Luffy is, who Luffy has become, who Luffy is becoming in this moment, right? Like it's serious now, right? It's been serious, but it's never been any different, right? It's always been non-serious and fun and hilarious, and that's how it's always been, and that's how it will always be. But even in these moments, right? And these moments are the moments where legends are made. These are the things that people build up in their minds. These are the things that we as the readers and sometimes in the whole culture as a collective, we try to like build up in our minds too. We're like, oh, Yonkos, you Luffy can't take on a Yonko. That just doesn't make sense, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel like everybody's changed their tunes now, right? It's been a long ways coming since last year. I remember last year everybody was like, "There's no way. That just doesn't make sense." There's got to be something else that's happened, some sort of crazy events. I don't know, but from the beginning, I was like, "Yeah, yeah, Luffy's gonna take out Kaido. I know Luffy's gonna take out Kaido. I don't know if he's gonna do it alone. I don't know if he's gonna do it alone. But even now, I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like he's gonna do it alone. But Luffy is not gonna stop. Luffy is not gonna stop. He already took on a first commander. And in my view, right, I don't know how the power scalers look at it. I don't know. I don't care to know how the power scalers look at it, to be honest, because they change with the days, I swear. And so I guess I'm throwing myself in the ring here too. So I guess maybe I shouldn't judge him too hard. But either way, the way I see it is that first commanders and all that, commanders in general are just people that can go toe to toe with a Yonko or an admiral and not die, essentially. That's the way I see it. The way I see it is that if you are a Yonko or first commander, or no, I'm sorry, if you are a first commander or any commanders really, or an admiral, that just means you can go up against the Yonko and not die. That's really it. That's how I see it. That's really how I see it. Uh, in terms of the Yonko themselves, I think those are just proven, proven people, proven fiends with a reputation around them about the things that they've done, as the story has shown us, right? that Luffy was the fifth emperor already. He's been the fifth emperor, and people won't give him that mantle in the community. They're like, no, no, he's not. I mean, he's the fifth emperor, but he's not really the fifth emperor. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. Luffy is the fifth emperor. The world knows it. It's been across the news. That's the way things are in this story. That's the way things are in real life. Like, this is just spectacle, right? But in general, what really gets done is what we get to see, right? And it's just Luffy going and taking on the world, and nothing's gonna stop him. And the man doesn't care. The man does not care. He's gonna go, and either he's gonna die or he's gonna make it. And destiny's on his side, thankfully for our sake, so we get to see a good story, right? But even if it wasn't, man, I mean, if Luffy died in this moment, would this be such a bad story? Would this really be such a bad story? It wouldn't be the best story, right? But the tale of Straw Hat Luffy would ring across, eons. Are you kidding me? Man who had the gall to just step up to two Yonkos and tell them that, hey, you're nothing to me because I got to get somewhere else, right? Thankfully, I think that things usually work out for somebody with goals like Luffy's. Anyway, so I think that the whole thing is just a monument or it's really just a look at the present moment, like a real hard look at the present moment, because there's been a lot of theories, a lot of ideas, a lot of representations of the story that have been speculated, thrown about everywhere, all around, right? And that's half the fun of it, right? So I'm saying that's bad or anything, but to a certain extent, right? It's amazing that Oda's used the present moment as such an empowering plot device to create such a moment in the story where he literally just said, hey, I need you all to take a look, because I don't know if you remembered, but chapter 1, there was a boy that I introduced in this story named Straw Hat Luffy. No, actually, his name was just Luffy, right? A boy who had aspirations to be a pirate because he met a man with a straw hat that inspired him. And so now Luffy's on his path. Luffy's been on his path. Luffy's gone through things that only, we can only imagine. And the man's what? He's 19 in the story, right? I mean, it's all fiction, but you get the idea, right? Like, it's what could you really accomplish in 2 years if you really set your mind to it, right? What are the things that sets your soul on fire? Luffy never changed, man. Luffy just knew. He was like, you know what? I love being free. I love being a pirate. This is great. He got that idea. He was like, is that what it's all about? That's what it's all about. That's how I feel out here in these woods. And I want to go see the world. So you bet I'm gonna be a pirate when I get out of here. And he did it, man. He's out here, and he's proven to be the best of them all. Uh, even with the whole colorful cast that we ended up getting out there, right? I mean, we've got lots of hype all around. There's people that are spectacle everywhere, right? We got Marco taking on two commanders, like seemingly with nothing, right? Although he does have the element of surprise with his abilities and all that, right? So they're trying to figure out how the hell they're supposed to figure it out, which is kind of cool. It's honestly an amazing thing from our perspective, right? Because it's like flipping the script where we get to see the creativity of, Yonko's commanders. Because in this moment, they are having one of those duels where it's like, oh man, I need to do or die right now. Like, I need to figure out how I'm going to survive this, because Marco is that, man. He's a spectacle, man. He is something special. The Phoenix, right? The Phoenix Devil Fruit that I don't think we even understand technically what the heck it is that is going on there, right? So it'll be fun to find that out with King and Queen. At least I assume it's going to be like that. Maybe not. Maybe they'll be a lot quicker about it, and we'll get to see that they've got that prowess anyway. But I'm assuming that that's going to be a whole endeavor while they figure that out. But I'm sure it won't take that long. I guess it is two commanders against. Well, I guess you could call Marco a baby baby Yonko too. He filled in the shoes while he could, and then Blackbeard kind of took the title from him. So I mean, Blackbeard got the title for something. So I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, we got Marco out there taking on two commanders. We got every single battle is already set up. Everybody's ready to go take on someone. We got the the red scabbards are kind of dying in the corner, but we'll see what's going on there. I mean, I know if people are rooting for them to die. I don't understand that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it is a shonen in any way, right? I don't think that Like death is important whenever it's meant to be important, but just, asking for death because you want death. You want blood. Like that's I think you guys got spoiled by Game of Thrones, man. Like I don't know. I guess that's more real, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's still you can still hold out hope for like one of those Joy Boy theories of like, the idea that maybe they use some sort of power from Odin that's gonna suck their souls like Enma, man. But we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. But personally, I don't think the Scabbards have to die. Uh, I think that they're fine as they are. I think that it's funny that Kaido didn't kill them. I mean, honestly, I don't know what that's all about. I guess it makes sense from Kaido's, as we know, Kaido, he's like, hey, I appreciate somebody with strong will. I'll just break your will and then you become mine, right? Like he just takes ownership. He takes him over, right? He overpowers and he's like, all right, this is mine now. Uh, that's Kaido, right? So it makes sense. He beat him down and he's like, all right, you guys were Kozuki Odin's vassals, and you know what? You came out here, you did your thing. I'm just me, and I can't die, so whatever. But you guys were pretty good, so I might add you to the crew. And so he left him alive. That's pretty fair. Big Mom murders left and right. She don't care. But even she can give life back, I guess, as we've seen with Moscato. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I mean, I guess that just wasn't her fight. She got there later anyway. So all the all the people from the worst or from the supernovas are there, right? We got Killer, everybody who's on the island that we know of at least, right? We got Killer, Kid, Law, Zoro, and then Luffy rolled up last minute, fashionably late to the party. Had to be done to deliver his amazing speech. But yeah, honestly, the moment's set up, the moment's ready. Uh, I don't know how exactly it's gonna go down. I don't know if this is where Oda will take the time to go ahead and build the legend of Law and Kid, because it seems like Law, uh, Law kind of got the short end of the stick with all this stuff. He's kind of essentially under Luffy now, which is good because I mean we all love him and we don't want things to be messed up with those two. But in terms of power, I feel like he's still like with him being there in the way that he is. I still feel like he holds out that idea like he is. I mean he's an equal. He doesn't see himself as underneath Luffy. He sees himself as an equal, which is fair. I mean that's fair. I mean the way that I'm telling you that like Luffy is who he is, it's because he sees everybody as equal. He's like, hey, I'll go do whatever you want me to do, and as long as that means if I gotta punch you to get there, I'll do that to prove that I can do it. But other than that, he doesn't treat anybody any different, right? Like he's treating Big Mom and Kaido the exact same as he treats Tama or Momonosuke, honestly. So to me, it makes sense. I think that Law. I know that there's people hold out aspirations for Law coming to join the crew and like being part of the Grand Fleet, and I think that he's gonna be like spiritually in that way. He's gonna be there, but like in terms of if he's actually going to go about it that way, I don't know. I could easily see Law just being like, all right, alliance is over. Great. See you later. And then he just takes off. I could see him becoming another Yonko of his own, right? In a certain extent where like he'd be like the Whitebeard of this generation, because it doesn't seem like, obviously he's not really too concerned with finding the One Piece anymore. He's like, all right, that's Luffy's thing. He's kind of just on his own quest to find out what the will of D is, what the curse of the D is, right? With in memory of Corazon and everything that he sacrificed for him. So I don't think that those paths necessarily both lead to Raftel or Laftel, right? I think that Law could end up being there and helping along the way, and he'll probably go and scout his own things out, and I think that they'll share in the same way that like Roger and Whitebeard probably shared a bunch. I bet that because I mean, yeah, Whitebeard knew where the One Piece was anyway, didn't he? So I think that Luffy and Law will essentially become that. That's what we're seeing right now. You know, we're seeing Gold Roger and Edward Newgate. That's what we're seeing right now. Like we are seeing Luffy and Law, and like they're friends, but they're also I mean, can you call them friends? They're like friends out of mutual respect. Uh, Luffy counts Law as a friend, and Luffy counts Law as a friend, but Law sees Luffy as just someone who's obviously important to him, right? And I think that he's got a soft spot for him now. I don't care how Law likes to portray himself. He's definitely got a soft spot for Luffy at this point. Sorry, I guys keep burping. Jesus. Uh, yeah. In terms of Kid is obviously the one that really wants to go, get after it with Luffy. I think that it's interesting that there's only three pirate captains here, and then one other pirate captain is already a Yonko from the Worst Generation. So maybe that's a nod to what's coming, right? Especially because this is the old guard taking on the new, and the old guard must fall, right? Or for our story to make sense anyway. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I wonder if that means that Law and Kid will take out one of them while Luffy takes out the other. I don't know. I don't see Luffy walking away from this without more glory from it, right? Like I see them all trying so hard to try to take that away from Luffy, but I think that they can't because they're not looking at the goal, they're looking at Luffy. And Luffy's not like that. Luffy just does. Luffy's like, I came here to beat up these Yonko, I'm gonna beat up these Yonko. And the other two are like, I came here to make sure that guy doesn't beat up the Yonko. But I also need to beat up this Yonko, probably. But he's not gonna do it. you know? Uh I think that's something yet to see. So we'll see how it goes down. I don't believe in the whole Zoro kills Kaido thing. I know everybody's part of that, whole deal. I don't think that's exactly how it's gonna go down. Everybody wants to say that Zoro is stronger than Luffy, and it seems that way. But I think that Oda might make a point here of what it is that obviously Zoro is the cut to the point. He's very serious man, uh, and Luffy is not that. But Luffy enjoys the journey, right? Luffy enjoys the journey, but he does what he needs to do. And that's the thing, right? In that extent, I don't think that people can understand the power Luffy holds because it's not a matter of. He said it in the beginning. It's not a matter like from the start when he was talking to Kobe. He was like, "Hey, it's not a matter if I can or I can't. It's just what I'm gonna do, you know, and whatever happens, happens." And so, with that sort of conviction, that's why all things fall into place for Luffy. That's why destiny's on his side, right? And that's like a whole other thing that you can tap into looking at how Oda writes that story. But yes, Zoro is razor sharp, and he trains every day, and he works very hard to do what he does. But it's because he knows that he needs to do, or he knows that he's crafting that skill. Zoro is on the journey for the goal, I suppose. Luffy is on the journey for the goal too, but not necessarily. Like that's the destination that he thinks is cool, right? But there's lots of destinations in between that he thinks are just as cool, and he enjoys every moment in between. Zoro, that means that's why Zoro just sleeps half the time. Zoro cuts the chase. He's very goal oriented and nothing but the goal, and life's kind of passing him by. I don't know. It's a good character outlook. But anyway, my memory's about to run out of here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah, fantastic chapter, amazing. Look at all of our characters, where they've come from, what they've done, where we're going. Just helping build that, helping people understand that Luffy is ready for this. That it's Luffy's time. This is the Straw Hats' time, and it's gonna be a grand new pirate age. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Take care. Love you.